Hi, this is Davis Station here. Um, Today I just wanted to give you a brief history of my gaming origins and how I got started in gaming, where I am today, and overall just how it all happened. Now, my first video game system, I guess, I ever got was a Game Boy Color. I think I was like 4 or 5 when I got it. I was in California, and my cousin had one. It was a blue Game Boy Color, and she came over to my auntie's house, and I played it a couple times, and I really liked it. My mom, she went out that same day, and I got one, a yellow Game Boy Color. It was lots of fun. My first game was Frogger. I loved it. It was so much fun. I played it like every single day. Slowly I started buying more Game Boy Color games. I got like M&M Factories, The Jungle Book, Super Mario's Deluxe Edition. I got more and more games, and they were fun. And the Game Boy Color that was how I really started liking gaming. After the Game Boy Color, I remember I was living in Hawaii, and my cousin Kevin especially, he had all the video game systems that were out at that time, and I started my mom and my dad, they got divorced, and so I would go over to my dad, and he would have his computer, and I'd always, like, whenever I stayed over at my dad's house, every morning I'd wake up really early, go on his computer and play these online games, like online Flash games, things like that. Me and my brother would play those. Those were lots of fun. That was like kind of an upgrade from, I guess, the Game Boy Color graphics and design. So that was like the next step, I guess. That was really fun. And then my cousin, he thought he lost his old Game Boy Advance SP. So he lost it. So his parents bought him another one, and then he found it again. So he just had an extra SP lying around, and he mailed it to me along with Nicktoons Racing. That was my next real system after the Game Boy Color. I started playing that. That was lots of fun. I loved it. It was incredible. I started buying games for the SP. Lots of fun. Really good console. No, not a console. Handheld, actually. So after the SP, I started playing. My dad bought me a few, PC games from Walmart, played those on his computer. Lots of fun. Me and my brother would play those. Those are pretty cool. And then we started getting these games. Here, I'll show them to you. They're like, me and my brother just called them TV games. They're like a game where it has the audio and one of the sound outlets. There's 3 cords with any gaming system that you plug into your TV. There's the yellow one, the white one, and the red one. These would just have yellow and white ones. We just call them TV games. It's like a joystick attached to a little box in the bottom with a cord that runs into your TV and has the 2 wires. These are what they look like. I don't know, it's probably too dark to see, but we probably have like 9 or 10 of them. They're like $25 joysticks, and each one is preloaded with like a few games on it. We played those, and me and my brother just like fell in love with TV games. We just played them like every single day we were at my dad's house. At my mom's house, we played the handhelds. At this time, he didn't have any video games. I played the Game Boy Advance SP, and we went over to my dad's house and we played the TV games. Those are really fun, the TV games. And so we were loving TV games, and eventually, I think this is around the time when the PS2, PlayStation 2, started getting pretty popular. And so me and my brother, I think we asked our dad for PS2. Eventually, he said, okay. Now, PS2 cost way more than the TV games did, so this was like our first big mainstream video game console. And each of these TV games only had like there was a Spider-Man one that had a Spider-Man game on it. There was a Dragon Ball Z one that had a Dragon Ball Z game on it. There's a Batman one that had a Batman game on it. But the PS2 was like our first console that like you could play different games on instead of just one. So eventually we got a PS2 with I remember our first thing, we got a used memory card, used ATV Off-Road Fury 2, and a used Need for Speed Underground. That same night we went home, me and my brother played it. It blew us away because the graphics that we had seen before on the Game Boy Advance SP, Game Boy Color, and on the TV games, we thought those were pretty good graphics. The PS2 graphics compared to those were absolutely incredible. We never expected it to be that fun. I remember going to bed that night and I couldn't sleep the night because I couldn't go to sleep that night because I couldn't wait to wake up in the morning and play more PS2. It was incredible. Lots of fun. Me and my brother played that all the time. And before I move on, I'm just going to tell you guys right now. If you've ever been doubtful about the PS2, or you've thought about getting a PS2 and you didn't buy one, I'm telling you right now. If you are a real gamer, you need a PlayStation 2. The PlayStation 2, I've played every gaming console ever since the Nintendo 64. My cousin Kevin had the Nintendo 64. He had PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2. My other cousins had Xbox. I played GameCube. I've played all the next-gen consoles. I played everyone since Nintendo 64, and I'll tell you right now, my favorite one of all time is probably the PlayStation 2. That is an incredible system. Like, the new consoles, the 360, it overheats. It gets the red ring of death. My PlayStation 3, me and my brother, PlayStation 3, it's broken 5 times. It's crazy. But the PlayStation 2, you can literally cover it in dust and let it sit on a rug for 5 years and let that thing just get congested with all kinds of... You can literally do anything to it, and it'll be fine. I love that thing. It's like a freaking tank. And it only costs, like 80 bucks? It's ridiculous. I think that's, like, the best 80 bucks my dad has ever spent. So anyway, the PS2, that was lots of fun. Me and my brother loved it, and even to this day, we still play it occasionally. Now we play more of the next-gen consoles, but the PS2 is it's worth playing sometimes. So anyway, the PS2, that was really fun. We played that for years, and then this is when you started hearing rumors of next-gen consoles. Around the time the Nintendo Revolution, the PlayStation 3, and the Xbox 360 came out. Now, the 360 had already come out, the Wii was coming out, and the PS3 was coming out. And so we started talking to my brother. We were looking to get our next game console, and our dad he was going to get one for us, but of course, the one we wanted originally was the Nintendo Wii. It looked like a lot of fun. It's like a motion game. It looked really cool. And so I had some friends. My friend owned a Wii. I went over to his house, played it. It was absolutely incredible. I loved it. It was amazing. Me and my brother, we really wanted a Wii. So our dad said, okay, I'm gonna get the Wii. We were completely set on getting the Wii. We even bought the game Bionicle Heroes for the Wii before we ever got a Wii. My dad was thinking about buying a new TV, especially made for the Wii. And we kept on calling GameStop, calling them, asking, okay, we want a Wii. And there never were any shipments of Wii's in. And I swear to you, we checked every week for about 4 months, and they never had any shipments of Wii. There was a shortage of Wii consoles. So eventually, we just said, you know what? Okay, forget the Wii. We want a PS3 now. So we gave the game Bionicle Heroes to my friend with the Wii. He still has it to this day. And we got the $600 PlayStation 3. And the second we played the PlayStation 3 and compared those graphics to the PS2s, the Game Boy Colors, the Game Boy Advance SPs, the TV games, we were never going back. It was crazy. I mean, oh my gosh. We were playing it on a low-def TV also, but still, the graphics were fucking incredible. The PlayStation 3 was amazing. Me and my brother just, oh my gosh, we loved it. About half a year later, it broke. Yeah. So we got a replacement. Half a year later, that one stopped reading discs. So that broke. We got another replacement. Half a year later, something went wrong with that, and we got another one, something went wrong with it. Anyway, right now we are on our 5th PlayStation 3. We started off with the chunky PS3. Now we have a PlayStation 3 Slim. Much better. But the PS3, this has really been, for the past few years, our main console. PS3 it's a lot of fun. It's good, but our only thing is it just breaks a lot. I mean, we play it twice a week. We only come to our dad's house twice a week, and it just, I don't know, it's not very reliable. It's nothing like the PS2, I'll tell you that. The graphics are amazing, but PS2 is number one when it comes to durability.